whatever your kind of political persuasion and your ideology about how healthcare could be worked out, from the federal government perspective, I think it's good news that there are Christians who are experimenting with another way. Like, we're part of this thing called the Christian Healthcare Ministries that was started by pretty conservative Christians a few decades ago, and they were just folks who believed that God had brought them together to carry one another's burdens, and so they started putting money into an escrow account and using it to cover healthcare expenses when it came up, and said, we'll take care of each other in this way. And it's kind of grown, and there are 30,000 Christians or so around the country who are part of this now, and people who are just committed to taking care of one another. I think that can happen on a real local level in churches and in intentional community, and sometimes we can work to kind of build a network of those things to have a larger pool. But that happens, I think, is a witness to the state and a witness to everybody else that it is possible for real people who have real medical conditions to take care of each other, and how that ends up getting worked out in terms of laws and stuff. I don't think we ultimately, need to put a stamp of approval on from the church, but rather the church needs to be the kind of witness that inspires people to believe that it is possible. I almost feel like the church exists in the world as a little experimental plot. Kind of like the agricultural universities have a little experimental plot of land where they kind of show farmers, what's possible with cucumbers and potatoes and stuff. It's almost like the church exists in the world to just conduct experiments that, might even fail, but by experimenting in the truth of the gospel, we create places where the world can take a look and say, hey, that's real people doing that, and it kind of sparks the imagination and makes it possible for people to dream. I mean, I think this is the history of the church, that in a sense, a lot of the things that we have in society that we just take for granted wouldn't even be possible if the church hadn't created the possibility for people to dream. When the church created hospices, it kind of got people thinking that, hey, maybe we can have hospitals. And now, we just think it makes sense that if there's a city of any size, there'll be a hospital to take care of people. But that wasn't true in the ancient world. I mean, that's something that Christians taking care of people just kind of inspired people to believe. Or I mean, the issue in the Roman culture of infanticide. I mean, I think this is really the biggest argument against abortion in the early church. When Romans did the cruelest form of abortion, which was to let kids get born, and then when they didn't want them, just kill them by exposure and out on a hillside, Christians would go out there and take the kids and invite them into their families, and in doing that kind of inspired an imagination for the whole system that we have of adoption and foster care and all this stuff. I mean, I think we exist in the world to try to spark this kind of imagination because any experiment in the truth of the gospel could reveal some little piece of the good life that God made us to live.